coronavirus crisis and in accordance with Governor Sununu's Emergency Order Number 12 pursuant to Executive Order 2020-04, has determined that the Town Council is authorized to meet electronically. Please note that there is no physical location to observe and listen contemporaneously to the meeting, which is authorized pursuant to Governor's Emergency Order. However, in accordance with the Emergency Order, this is to confirm that we are A, providing public access to the meeting by telephone with additional access possibilities by video or other electronic means. We're utilizing the Zoom platform for this electronic meeting. All members of the council have the ability to communicate contemporaneously during this meeting through the Zoom platform, and the public has access to contemporaneously listen and, if necessary, participate in this meeting by dialing the following phone number: 1-646-558-8656 with access code 911-702-5727, or by clicking on the following web address: https://zoom.us/j/911-702-5727. It is also being live streamed on the town website and on Channel 13 locally. We have previously given notice of public how to access this meeting using Zoom, and instructions are provided on the town website at newmarketnh.gov. And if there's any problems with the to alert the public body during the meeting, and please call 659-3617 extension 1321. And if we adjourn the meeting, if the public is unable to access it. Please know that all votes shall be taken during this meeting shall be done by a roll call vote. So we'll start by attendance, which member states their presence, and please state whether there's anyone in the room with you during this meeting. Councilor Sanders.
Present and alone.
Councilor Dumont's not here. Councilor Kuiper.
Present and alone.
Councilor Matthews.
Present and alone.
Councilor Burns.
Present and alone.
Councilor Weinstein.
Present and alone.
Thanks. Okay. Back to the chair.
Okay. Oh shoot, I'm sorry. I don't have.
Let me read the resolution.
That would be, yeah. So is that what the process you need to read?
We're gonna do exactly as a regular council meeting. So
Okay.
resolutions of the first reading. Resolution 2021-03, amending the established voting districts for the 2020 primary and general elections. Whereas due to the COVID-19 worldwide pandemic, it is recommended that the citizens practice social distancing. And whereas after the New Hampshire Secretary of State's office reviewed the division of wards, it was determined that South Main Street had to be divided further. Now therefore be it resolved by the Newmarket Town Council that A, pursuant to RSA 658-10, South Main Street will be divided in voting districts as follows. House numbers 145 to 213 South Main Street will be in Ward 1, and house numbers 214 to 249 South Main Street would be in Ward 2. First reading July 22nd, 2020. Madam Chair, I'm requesting that the council suspend the rules to act on this afternoon.
Then I would accept a motion to suspend the rules to act on this resolution.
I'll make, am I on? I am on. Okay, I'll make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Okay. So any discussion on the suspension?
So seeing none, if you could call the roll, please.
Councilor Sanders.
Aye.
Councilor Kuiper.
Aye.
Councilor Matthews.
Aye.
Councilor Burns.
Aye.
Councilor Weinstein.
Aye.
Okay. Ordinance in the resolution in second reading, resolution 2021-03, amending the established voting districts for the 2020 primary and general elections. Now, may I speak?
Please.
Thanks. So the Secretary of State's office reviewed our wards, and one of the issues that we determined, which I don't think people would realize, is that the elementary school is actually on South Main Street, not off Durrell or not off Grant Road. So they required that the the buildings need to be in two separate wards. The primary election, we're fine, but for the general, we need to make that portion of South Main Street into Ward 2. So there's a number of houses that will have to go in there in order to allow the school to be in that other district. So that's all we're doing with this resolution. And the town clerk's here if you have any other questions.
So the wards, I have a question. So the wards will be the same for both elections though, right?
Yep.
Okay.
We just have to take that one portion and place it in the other one so we can use that building.
I'm not seeing any other questions.
Okay.
So if you could call the roll.
Council Sanders,
Aye.
Council Kuiper,
Aye.
Council Matthews,
Aye.
Council Burns,
Aye.
Council Weinstein.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-0.
Great. I do have one question while the clerk is here. You mentioned at our last meeting that we're working on getting a second voting machine or ballot machine. What happens if we can't secure that second machine? Like what is that process?
Coincidentally, we've been working on it the last 2 days.
So I contacted the Secretary of State's office yesterday to find out what would happen exactly in this case. And they referred me to RSA 659-62, which is return of materials from the additional polling place. So anyone who is located in Ward 2, if we can't secure a box, we'll start with the primary. Anyone who's voting Ward 2, so at the rec center, you are going to feed your ballot into a secured locked box. At the very end of the night, at the closing of the polls, those ballots will then be transported with the assistant moderator, the assistant clerk, a registered Republican, a registered Democrat, and we'll also ask for police escorts, and they'll be transferred from the rec center back to town hall, which is the central polling location, and all of those ballots will then be fed into the AccuVote machine.
Perfect.
We're hoping we don't have to do that, but that's the plan if we have to, and that RSA allows us to do so.
Thank you very much. I'm not seeing any other questions. Oh, Councilor Sanders.
The other question I have is where the town councilors are supposed to be present at the election, how will we be divided between the two locations?
Yep, so that again, we're still in the works right now. We'll obviously have to just sort of split you up. We'll do 3 and 3, and we can always switch polling locations throughout the day.
And just to let the council know, and I broached this with the town clerk this morning, a number of other communities are now offering hazard pay for election workers for both elections because of the fact that they're going to have to be wearing PPE, guards, basically everything for protection material during that day. And I think it's something else that we should look at to just ensure that we can get enough election workers for both elections. So I'm just trying to do the numbers right now to see where we can get the funds.
And how are we at with poll workers?
Every day, my email is getting, requests, people that can, everything from, I can do all day. I only really feel comfortable doing a couple hours, anything I can do where I'm not in full contact with the public. So I have a lot of individuals that I'll be able to contact and work with. Really, at this point, I'm just compiling the list. Once the wards are separated, then we're going to start working on securing volunteers for both locations. So, but if anybody's interested in volunteering, they can email me, tlittlefield@newmarketnh.gov. They can call our office. They can, any way they can contact us. We're more than willing to have as many hands as we possibly can.
And just to let the public and the council know that we had our emergency management call at noon today, and they're working on how we're going to be getting distributed the PPE from the state for both the primary then the general. But they're going to be covering all of our PPE for the elections.
And will the process, at the end of the night, I imagine that'll take place at Ward 1 for both elections?
Yeah.
Yes.
Will that look the same as it has in years past, or in recent elections? Will we pull out, like all those steps that we take, pulling out any write-ins and separating the ballots and all that stuff. Will we still be doing that?
As of right now, I haven't heard anything different. The only thing that will look different is, again, if we don't have the box after the polls close, we're going to have to transport those ballots back, feed them all into the machine, then begin our closeout process.
Okay. Great. I'm not seeing any last minute questions. No, then I think that we're all set. Thank you so much for your time and all of your work on this. I think it's really important, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
So now I'll consider us adjourned unless you have anything else, Steve.
All set.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.